Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Great. Well, thank you there, Jitendra. Yeah, we're starting a little bit early today. Let's see who comes. All right. Trying to be a little bit quiet because don't want to wake everybody up around here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hey, Bo, welcome. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Madhusudan, welcome. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Come on. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hey, there she is. And who else is? Somebody's there. Oh, there he is. Lalita Madhava. Hey, welcome. Hare Krishna. Sorry, I started a little early today. Got up. Couldn't sleep, man. Fell awake. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nityananda Gauranga, 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 Nityananda Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga, Nityananda Gauranga. Here's some new ones today. Let's check them out. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Govinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. These are all new ones. We're trying them out here a little bit. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Thanks for using.
Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. That was good. Yeah. Okay. What do we got here? In the Netherlands, this person who don't want to take the vaccine are coming crazy to burn a person's house down. Amok and Oz. Yeah. So I'm sorry to bother you with these things, but what's he saying here, basically? And the news is not coming from... Okay. What is this stuff now here? What about burning the house down? What is going on here? Does anybody... Just give me a clear idea what he's talking about. You're muted over there. Or maybe I'm muted. I don't know.
No, I'm just reading it, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
In the Netherlands, this person who don't want to take the vaccine are coming crazy to burn a person's house down, make a mock in hospital.
A lot of problem. So what's his meaning? What is it? What's he saying?
Against a lot of problems. What I understand is there are a lot of problems they accuse and attack somebody who doesn't want to take the vaccine.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, well, you got to understand, right now there's a mass psychosis. It's actually crazy to take it. Everything is upside down. If you do the research and you look into this, it is insane to take this thing. And so just by the fact that they're like that is because the mainstream is telling them to be like that. If you listen, if you did the research, which most people don't hear, you would listen to the mainstream and you see they're giving messages, run amok, burn people's houses down. They're just giving hate speech. And that's why they're doing this. They're just acting like programmed robots. It's not because people were caught, the unvaccinated are causing problems. No. They're being incited to do so. The demons are in charge. You got to get this really clear. And they're trying to force people. It's like, oh yeah, come on, just stop making problems, just take it. And if there's a reason they're doing it, because it's hideous, insidious what they're doing. The stuff that's in there is going to do all kinds of horrible things to people. And that is just, when you do the research, you'll see. But and that's why they're forcing first of all, it's not even logical. Why would you take something that is untested? Vaccines are supposed to go under a minimum of 8 to 12 years of testing. This has been rolled out inside of a year. All the times they've tested mRNA vaccines, I don't even like this stuff in my head, but you got to know something, they've never done human trials on this before this last year. So they've done it on animals, and most of the animals died. Okay? And they died of things that are called what they call immune enhancement, because what happens is it stimulates your immune system to do this, attack things, but it overstimulates it, and the immune system turns on your own thing and kills you. And then there's the blood clots, and then there's the heart inflammations, and on and on and on, and micro blood clots in the thing that if you don't get the big ones right away, there's small ones forming, and then in like 3 months, could you imagine? This is so untested. Nobody knows anything. Even the healthcare workers, they don't want to. They know, many of them, they don't want to do this unless they're brainwashed. See, so there's this. So they've been getting people, brainwashing them by locking them down. This is a torture thing. This is how they brainwash people. They lock you down, and then they let you out a little bit, and they lock you down, and then they flip-flop on these. I mean, this is, I looked deeply into this stuff, more than I really wanted to, but this is because even in our Sangha, we have to protect it a little bit. So don't think that it's because the unvaccinated are causing problems. No, it's the vaccinated ones that are after people. They're and only because they're being incited by the mainstream, because they listen to them. They listen, like, watching the TVs and listening to all the things, ABC, NBC, and they're giving the messages whatever they want them to do. Whatever you see them doing is what the mainstream is inciting them with these messages. I've seen it already. I see it, here, and how they do it here. I go listen to mainstream, and I see, and the next day everybody is, like crazy. Because we're living in an insane world. So try to survive, as best you can, and like they're going to say, well, this guy was really intelligent. I listened to this doctor yesterday. He's a Jewish guy, and he worked with Trump and all this, and helped cure him, and thousands of people cured on this COVID things the right way, with the right medicines and stuff. And the people say, well, they're going to mandate this thing and nobody will have jobs. They're going to say you can't go to work. And then he said something very intelligent. He said, and this is what's going to happen. You'll see millions are going to go, within 3 years. gone. That's why they get it in you right away, man. Don't think, just do it. Okay. And so he said, this is a doctor. The guy was so intelligent. And I think I put it, or I'm going to put it on the Telegram, and you should listen to these guys. He's a doctor, man. He's a really good one too. And very, very logical and everything. And so the guy said, oh, yeah, when they mandate these things, there's not going to be any jobs. Oh, yeah? Well, wait a few months and you watch how many job openings there will be, because so many people will be gone from this. I mean, this is not just one person saying this. You know, this is, if you got to understand, there's a big plan being rolled out in all the world here. It's a big reset. All the predictions of the Bible are actually coming true. You know, it's a very heavy time. I mean, that's why I'm chanting. Even looking into it, I feel like the consciousness drops down in there, and there's this, you know, agitations and stuff. And so, you know, this is really the resort. And actually, I like it because, you know, even if I died tomorrow, at least I resorting to Krishna like Ajamil did, you know. He was dying, man, you know, and he resorted and he attained the spiritual world. So it's a win anyway. But you're going to see there's, you know, the screw is being tightened socially. And we're all part of the social system, more or less. So, you know, just this is the best escape. You know, the best protection is this, whether we survive physically. But I'll tell you, I hold out unless they come to your door and just hold you down and, you know, don't do it. Even if you lose your job and you're benching things, try to survive, man. Stay ahead of it a little bit, you know. You know, store up some friggin' food, man. They're going to start chopping, you know, all these things. Don't just think everything's just going to go on. You know, look at the signs. You know, the world is changing, man. You know, store up some food, get ready, you know, get ready for this. I mean, you know, don't just think, oh, just sit here and just, oh, hey, come on, can't you see what's going on? Look at that. Look at all, you know, you just observe it all. You could see how the mainstream is doing this. And then you see the people that are trying to stand up for, you know, they're more in like the demigods, more in the mode of goodness. They're saying, hey, man, what are you doing, man? You're trying to, so there's this war going on. This is a World War III going on, but not with bullets. You know, it's a war against the system. See, it's being dissolved and all that. So, yeah, you know, they're going to be, you know, maybe want to burn your house. Now, I don't know. So my advice is it's up to you. At least do the research and see what's they're putting in you, man. Don't. There's so I don't know how people are not getting the information. It's all over the place. If you know, I mean, you know, it's on these you know, like there's these video groups. There's Odyssey and there's Rumble and there's BitChute. If you're looking at only YouTube and Facebook, and I still get it through there because a lot of people, they're taking risks and they're putting it on and they take it off. You know, in Australia, it is worse. It's as bad. It's getting as bad as North Korea. Man, these guys are after. You can't even put a social media post up. I saw one lady put a social media post up. She's going to a demonstration. The police were they followed her right on the thing. She had put it on live. They followed her and arrested her for inciting. You know, they just went right up. This is where it's all going, man. It's quickly, fast. They're rolling it out, man. And it's going to hit all countries. So get ready. Be aware. You know, be smart. And don't forget this, man. That's why come to Sadhu Sangha, man. Take advantage. You know, this thing, you know, may go down. Right now, we've got this. They have kill switch for the internet. We've seen it already in countries. The government just kills the switch, and then you got no internet, man. So, you know, this is a major part of the preparation. But also be smart, you know, store a little food, you know, just you know, try to learn some survival skills. You know, if you want to survive, and certainly don't do that because that's part of the depopulation thing. You know, Hey, man, they're after it. They want to depopulate, and that is the major thing. We're already getting it from the chemtrails. They're all, so depends. You want to survive for a while, and this thing that it's going to do to your DNA and stuff, you don't want to mess around with that crapola. It changes things in your body, and I'll tell you, some of the side effects, people, is so hellish. When the people said, "Oh my God," they like get a trip to hell. Not that there's a lot of placebo given because it's so bad that they don't want everybody to just immediately see. So 50% I heard are not getting the real thing. So then they say, "Oh, I feel fine. There's no problem." Yeah, there's no problem for you.
Not yet.
Not yet. And then see, so they'll get you, right now. There's these people are craftily intelligent. I mean, our Lord's Maya is insurmountable. So they get 50% of the population, they give the thing and the placebo. See, so they get rid of so many and problems with others and all that, and it doesn't seem to appear. They can hide all. They're sweeping it, censoring so many things you would believe, and that's only 50%. Now they're going to get you with the booster. See, and the next shot. See, so then they get the rest. The ones already got it, they say, well, there's no problem. And then they go and then they get you. They get that other half. It's craftily smart. So anyway, the Lord, these people that are brainwashed like that, they watch TV. Obviously, the Lord's saying, if you believe in the TVs and all that stuff, and that you're basically believing the Lord's Maya, and you're run by that, and it's time to, getting rid of that. So I don't know, I'm nothing special, but the Lord is giving me some critical thinking and intelligence. Thank you, Lord, to see this stuff, to look at it, to be able to analyze facts, different things, and see where the bullshit is and all that stuff. And even in religion, that's why I'm doing this here. Look how many people are getting out of religion because of our preaching. Actually, they're also captive by religion. They're captivated in that. We've already emancipated a few people here. This is the intelligence God gives when you really come close. So he does it on all levels. Replying to Johan, let's see. In the Netherlands, there are also alternative news, and I listen. Some of them, Govinda, not the normal news, Govinda. Yeah. Well, yeah, you better look at it a lot, man. There's a lot of stuff, and there's a lot of psyops. You see, you got to sort through. There's psyops going by the people, the counterintelligence, agencies. They go and they put up false flags and lies, and they claim to be part of the. There's a lot of stuff going around, man. A lot of deception. Even though the Bible says at this time, there's going to be the Lord, it says the Lord is going to put upon the world strong deception. And that's what we got. And so the ones that are, like if you have this relationship awakened, okay, your soul is protected. So, your body goes. What are you going to do, Look at the Christians. When they got Jesus, look at it. They threw him in the lions. What are they, what are you going to do? Their bodies were gone, but they knew where they were going, They burned at the stake, a lot of them died with smiles on their faces. They didn't have fear because they were saved. Literally, the souls were saved. That's what it's about. Saving the soul. Body, do the best you can. Do what you can do. But the soul is important. Like many devotees are saved here. They know it. They experience. They're living in their soul, in relationship with the Supreme Lord, just like people in the spiritual world do, spiritual dimension do. And that is of prime importance. Yeah, they're watching us. They're watching everything. That's why I don't get too much into it. But you have to, share a little bit. Yeah, so that people know, okay, what's really, going on. Yeah. 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 So it's good to know that you're not your body, but we are the spiritual body. See, that's the thing. That's how you really learn that you're not your physical body or a mental body or emotional body. The Lord, by his grace through sadhu sangha, awakens your spiritual body and your spiritual emotional body and your spiritual mental body. See, you got a body, you just transform everything. You live in, see, it's just, Jesus said, live in me and I in you and all that. That comes into force here. We're doing that. We live in the mind of God. We live in the heart of God, which is his beloved, Radha, devotion. See, then that's how you get over fear, because you're living in your spiritual form. You know, people that are in fear now is they're being driven into their material form. Their conscious being pushed down into the lower chakras of the survival chakras and the fear chakras, fight or flight. See, this is what they do with the messages on mainstream and all the manipulation and fear mongering and all that stuff. And that's for people who that's all they have. They believe, see, this is the thing. You either believe in the devil or Maya, or you believe in demigods, which is a little better, and, or the best is believe the devotees of the Lord and just, go all, just get out completely of this situation. The others are just temporary fixes that, oh yeah, all this. Because, if you notice, there's always this fight between good and evil, and sometimes the good ones, and stronger, and it's empowered by the Lord's goodness, energy, and they win. And then, but the evil are always in the cracks, in the corners. They're waiting for their time. And those, see, now is their time, and that power is being pushed. The energy is empowered now of the evil, and it's overcoming. You notice good people, they're not being listened to, pushed in the corner, censored, all that. See, some more. See, so what we're doing is ending the whole thing. The dismantling the Maya, the whole situation. The others are just a temporary, always temporary fix. Sometimes the demons win, sometimes the demigods win. See, but the devotees really win. See, you win your soul back. That's being saved. That's our work here, So we do the best I can in our time, place, and circumstance. In our countries right now we have the internet, so take advantage. It's great. Every day is a win. Isn't it great? Every day we just have these wonderful sadhu sanghas. I feel so blessed, and it's just increasing. So hey man, every day is a win for me. More, and people that are waking up, people that are coming, they're seeing the shelters here, and you're getting through. Also your soul is awakening, being nourished and growing. Yeah, hey man, not bad. I think we're doing good. Yeah. So just, physically, and see, so physically, mentally, emotionally, this is the best method, really. And just try to, it's like, store some food and water maybe for some times. And do what you can do, because there might be a time when we'll be disconnected, but at least we got this. Don't ever forget this. Don't ever forget this. None of us. We should never forget. Otherwise, we're down in the chaos. It's like being, instead of the eye of the hurricane, you're in the swirling winds there of the modes. Yeah. Yeah, I already heard, people say, when they're like new here, they say they leave for a few days, and all of a sudden, that's what happened, to be honest, with Mina. She even used to tell me, and us, I think you probably remember, she said she would go away for a few days, and all of a sudden she'd get all and realize how important this is. But then you get away too long, you just, and just, you're gone. Yeah. So anyway, I know this morning, because I kind of was listening, because I got up really early and I thought, oh, I don't want to listen to that. So I was listening to all the world news. Oh man, people are really, they don't have this, man. And so I was kind of feeling it too, feeling their, the pain, and I was, oh my God, just, And then I went on, and boy, and just lifted right out of that, into, you know, into the truth, that actually, yeah. So anyway, we have a lot of weapons here of the truth. We have, even the histories of the Bhagavatam to draw strength from, which you see, that's why we read, and that's only chanting, is important, but most important. And also, Prabhupada wrote these beautiful books about the histories of how the Lord's works in his Mayic form, in the Maya, how that's called Maya Tattva, and how it interacts in the modes of nature with passion, ignorance, and goodness, and we're protected by this knowledge. These people don't have it. Yeah. So we're erecting a shelter for people. Many devotees, they have these books, but they don't understand this because they're not awakened yet. If they came under this shelter, they would get a lot. They would feel it better, and they wouldn't be having to sell out and be deceived by the world, by these world leaders. See that many in religion, if you don't have a strong intimate connection with the Lord, then the deception of the world comes over, and then you go with the world. And so we see ISKCON, many of them are going with the world because they're not strong in their intimate, ecstatic, personal relationship with God. It's too distant. So the Lord can't give them the kind of advice and show them where his Maya is working. See, that's why they need to, if they really want shelter, they need to come. And I think we're probably the only ones that are, if you're a Vaishnava, to have such strong shelter and, where you can really sort it all out on all levels. Because, this is just common sense. It's the Lord's Maya. He knows all about it. And if we have an intimate relationship with God, he's going to inform us. He's going to give us the intelligence. Just logic. These people are laughing. They laughed at the days in Noah. The same thing. They laughed at Noah. Look at him. He's building a boat and everything. They laughed at him like they're laughing at us and thinking we're crazy. What? Or, the Lord is, this is the real boat. See, we're building the boat to cross, this thing that's coming. This is how you really cross. Because you can store, food, and like a lot of people, they're all their eggs is into that and survival and all that stuff, but their spiritual body is dormant. Yeah, so they may survive a little longer, or maybe not. Who knows? But their spiritual body is not. They're not doing anything for that. They don't even know to do anything about that. We have all this knowledge, all this understanding. See, that's why it comes in a disciplic line. That's why you can only get it in a line. They don't teach it in school. They don't teach it anywhere except in the line. Could you imagine if we didn't make it to this point in the line? If I didn't get Prabhupada's books, even as a Christian, I wasn't even, I was never interested in religion, and I didn't even know how to nourish what I had gotten, my awakening. It wasn't clear how to do it. I didn't want to be, there's so much hypocrisy in religion. How do you know? I didn't know how to, discern anything. Or see, Prabhupada's books help so much. Yeah. So Lance says, watching all my Christian friends taking the shot. Yeah. See, they're not strong enough to withstand the mass hypnosis. It's a mass psychosis, actually. It's like a mass brainwashing thing. So you have to be protected by the Lord or spiritual. Some people are just not affected by this, and they see the bullshit going on. They got usually some spiritual awakening, something. God gives them some good intelligence. Yeah. 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 And can you, and the thing is, why are they even taking this thing? They can't think, they're not able to analyze all the facts. And there's so many. And the first, even the one fact, it's an experiment. I mean, who would actually want to be an experimental guinea pig? That's what you are. This is not tested. You're the test. The thing is, people are in such fear that they'll do it, and they can't even think about that. They're in such fear, they can't analyze nothing. But that's the psyop that the government does. See, because, that's the Maya. The Lord's Maya is very strong. The deception of the demons. That's one of their weapons. Deception, deceit, and what do they call treachery? And lack of empathy. No empathy at all. Just mow them down, man. Yeah. So anyway, we're here. We're available. And whether five of us or 15 of us or 1 million of us are awakened and we go back to Godhead, even though we're thrown to the lions. Hey, man, weren't the Christians thrown? You know how many thousands were thrown to the lions and they died with smiles on their face? So, as long as the Lord stays close, that's the main thing. Here we are under we have Guru, we have Sadhus. Guru, Sadhus, and Shastra. Oh my God. See, and that means we got Krishna, because Krishna is solidly with them. Otherwise, we wouldn't have Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. It wouldn't be here. We wouldn't know. We would put part of the masses out there, floating around in all that. See, but Krishna, he's around. He loves to be around devotees, his real associates. That's why he's drawn to that. That's why I say, it's so nice. We come here every day and get this shelter. I have no problem to die. When I was young, I thought that I would die when I was 25 or 30. Now I am already 57. So living already longer than I think. Yeah, that's good. Seems like the Belgian people, they, a lot of in our Sangha, a lot of them, they have this, always, have the sickness thing, with the body thing. I don't know, maybe they must be putting stuff in your food or something. Or
only the Belgian people, Guru Maharaj.
Not only, a lot of people, but a lot of, I just noticed in our Belgium group, a lot of them have the, always go into doctors.
You have stones in your body. Who can take them out?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah. And so anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so did that. Let's chant a little bit more. Had our little talk, a little istaghosty.
Bluetooth connected.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, even if I had insurance, I don't like to go to doctors. Only if an emergency. Lance says you guys have insurance over there. A lot of us don't have. Okay, let's do this one here. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. Oh, sorry there, River. Krishna, Hare. Good morning. Hey. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Radha Krishna, Radha Krishna, Radha 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 Govinda, Radha Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha 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 Govinda, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Thanks for using.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Good morning, everybody. You feel Krishna and Radha's protection? Let's see here. This is Brihad Bhagavatamrita, called The Earth. Glory to the eternal, youthful Vrijenda Nandana, Sri Krishna. Oops. Glory to the eternal, youthful Vrinjanandana, Sri Krishna, who is a great ocean of variegated sweetness. Glory, glory to the eternally youthful Vrinjanandana, Sri Krishna, who is a great ocean of variegated sweetness. Who is a great ocean of variegated sweetness. Who descends to this world to bestow bhakti. Who descends to this world to bestow bhakti for his own lotus feet. Who descends to this world to bestow bhakti to his own lotus feet. And who assumed the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially to bestow direct experience of the ultimate mode of prema, Gopi Bhav. who descends to this world to bestow bhakti for his own lotus feet. Yeah, see, bhakti is important, isn't it? He descended to bestow, see, gift, bestow bhakti for his own lotus feet. His own lotus feet. What is that? His name, his pastimes, his qualities. See, we need the bhakti to really, to really savor it, relish it, to understand it, all these things, to have real knowledge. We have to have that bhakti. See, so that's our mission here is to bestow that bhakti, see, on his behalf. See, so we used for that purpose. See, so this is actually the highest. It's like the most confidential desire of the Lord and purpose of the Lord is that we're engaged in this bestowal of bhakti upon the world. Isn't that what it needs? Yeah. Without it, where would anybody be? Even the Lord, Krishnadas Kaviraj said, if Radha and Krishna did not descend to this world, it would be useless. See, so that's everything is pretty much useless without this kind of bhakti. So the Lord came here to do that. So those who enter into this grace, this rest, are very fortunate. So glory to Vrajagopis, headed by Srimati Radhika. Glory to the Vrajagopis, headed by Srimati Radhika, who is famous as Bhagavan, Sri Krishna's dearmost beloveds. Glory to the Vrajagopis, headed by Srimati Radhika, who are famous as Bhagavan, Sri Krishna's dearmost beloveds. No one, even Bhagavan himself, will ever be capable of describing even a fraction of the sweetness of their intimate prema for him. Even a fraction, describing even a fraction of the sweetness of their intimate prema for him. Glory to Sri Hari. Glory to Sri Hari. Glory to Sri Hari. Glory to Sri Hari, intensely hankering to relish, exceedingly sweet ecstatic love, which his devotees bear for him. Can you imagine God wanted to experience, he was greedy for this. How did he get greedy? He saw it, he saw it. He saw it in his devotees. He thought, I want to be a devotee too. I want to relish this taste that they relish. Which his devotees bear for him, descended in the form of a devotee, who is now splendid as gold, who is dressed as a sannyasi, who is the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, and who bears the name Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Glory to Sri Hari. Sri Hari. Intensely hankering to relish the exceedingly sweet love which his devotees bear for him. See how important the devotees are? You got to see it. If we don't see this, how are you going to get such a hankering? Glory to Mathura Devi, who is the best and most enchanting of holy places, and who is supremely dear to Sri Krishna. Splendorous due to having taken birth there, she removes the sins of everyone and is worshipped for the benedictions of mukti and bhakti. See, worship. Some people just want liberation, so they worship Vrindavan for liberation. I've seen a lot of those sannyasis, the Mayavadi ones there. They go from church to church, and they're Mayavadi getting food to eat, but they're looking for mukti. They want mukti. Okay? Yeah. And so devotees are there too, and they want bhakti. See, they want bhakti because that gives you a more intimate understanding of the absolute truth. See, but not everybody has that mentality, that intelligence. It's just like in the world, people don't all have intelligence to understand what's going on. They just right over their head. They think, oh well, if we just get this, it'll all go back to normal. You know how many people still believe that? It's just like everybody get this and they'll all go back to normal. Stuff, see, you got to have, the Lord has to give us the intelligence. Even, we have to have the intelligence to desire this kind of bhakti. See, it's in the book. But then you got to see the devotees relishing these sweetnesses and become attracted. It's in there. Look how many devotees in ISKCON, they probably read these verses, but they don't understand their value or their import. Hey man, we're just fulfilling the Lord's desire here, showing this bhakti so that people can see the glory of it. Krishna was looking at his devotees in Vrindavan and seeing the glory. He's seeing what all devotees are seeing in their worship. It's glory. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. There's so much transcendental happiness in it, and protection, and freedom, and beauty. Beyond this world. See, so unless you see this bhakti, one would know that wouldn't even know that is important. That's why ultimately devotees have to show it. Otherwise, they have to show this love, show their relationship with God, and show that, hey, you can also have this. We're all built for it. It's just by association. Then we can get it. I take this off here, layer here. Yeah. This is, we're so fortunate to know the essence of the purpose of life is to get this bhakti. Which reveals the transcendental nature of everything. Even this world, you see it's divine. You see that even the demons and the demigods are emanating from the Lord. You see it all right. Without bhakti, we can't clearly see these things. Much less the spiritual dimension of these books, to be able to relish these verses as God. See? It's interesting. Everything becomes so literal. Relish these verses as God. See, as God, because it's God. The verses are God. But also as God, because it's God in your heart that's relishing them. See? In that way you become like gods. The Bible even says that. Ye are like gods in that sense. But in the empowered version. See, the surrendered version. See, because only God can really relish these things. And only if we're actually surrendered and have this bhakti bestowed upon us, then we can relish as God, the Lord in the heart. Otherwise, the Lord has to do it first, actually. I was so happy when Johans and Francis came for a visit in my home. Oh, that was great. Yeah. How long did they stay? Did they stay for a while? Or just a day? Or so So glory to Mathura Devi, who is the best and most enchanting of holy places. So glory to Murari's supremely beloved Vrindavan. Residing there is more dear to him than residing either within his devotees' hearts or in Vaikuntha. There he eternally enjoys by protecting the cows, by playing sweet melodies on his flute, forever increasing the gopis' amras prema for him. Yeah, but the thing is, yeah, you see, there's one thing, yeah. You want to say it? Go ahead. Oh, no. Yeah. So glory to the Yamuna, who is the daughter of Surya, the sister of the Yamaraj, the friend of Mathura, and even more glorious than the Ganga, very dear to the killer of the Mora demon, and who flows with what seems to be water, but is actually the nectar of the lotus flower of Sri Krishna's lotus feet.
Bluetooth connected.
A little more chanting here. Let's try this in and out thing. In and out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda, Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Nityananda. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Gopakumar meets Krishna.
Thanks for using.
It's one of my favorite parts of this Brihad Bhagavatamrita. This is Vrindavan here. This is how it is. Bewildering place. Wonderful, bewildering place. In the end, I have fulfilled my long-cherished desire of arriving at Gokul, which was situated above all those other worlds. As Govardhan, the Yamuna, etc., are situated within the Mathura. As Govardhan. Oh my goodness. Mature Mongol of this world. Same way. They are all present as well. They are present as well. When I went to Madhupuri, and I saw that it was identical to the Madhurapuri of this world, I was struck with wonder and I felt immense joy. But there I heard that Kamsa had imprisoned Devaki and Vasudev and his own father Ugrasena and had usurped the kingdom. Being stricken with fear of Kamsa's demon friends, the Yadus could not live freely and happily. Being stricken with fear of Kamsa's demon friends, the Yadavas could not live freely and happily. They were constantly being tormented by Kamsa. So some fled to other lands, and some even took shelter of him, remained living there. So do you see the same situation as now? No different. It's the Lord's energy. And according to this, it appears to be like that in the spiritual world, even though Prabhupada mentioned that it's not going on there, no demons. But this is he was there in the spiritual world, and this was going on. It's part of the pastimes. See, it actually, it's just kind of like Jatila, keeps Radharani away from Krishna, and it increases their desire to be together. And I feel a similar thing here, even with all this stuff going on. It drives me closer to Krishna for the shelter. See? And you notice even Gopakumar, he heard all this, and the Yadavas were going this way and that way, and it drove him closer to Vrindavan. See, he went right to Vrindavan. He didn't go somewhere else. So I say we never forget this. You always come to Vrindavan. Come to Sadhu Sangha. That's our Vrindavan. Trippy, huh? This stuff is so... This was written 550 years ago, about a time that was 5,000 years ago. See, the Maya always the same kind of situation. So you see how everything is owned and controlled by the Lord, for his pastimes. So why wouldn't he protect us in so many ways? See, the real protection is in the spiritual potency. How can you get any more protection than that? Is to be absorbed in the spiritual potency. Can you imagine? That is like the fortress. Of fortresses. People are trying to have some protection in some other energy, which is a part of the material energies and modes. And no, this is the protection. His spiritual potency. It's the shelter of all shelters. So that's what you see. You got to see. You got to see that in devotees. That kind of shelter. That kind of intelligence that comes from that kind of logic. That kind of inspiration. Those kinds of feelings. See, on every level, it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's otherworldly. It's uncommon. It's sublime. Not enough words to describe it. It's so great. It's the blessings of the Lord. It's everything is in that. That's why the Lord came here to, bestow this upon us, and it's being bestowed here again through our Sangha, man. Show me another place where this kind of stuff you can get. Come on, man. All you get is the promises many lifetimes. Oh yeah, many lifetimes. We'll give you a promise this lifetime. How's that? Some get it pretty quick. Look at River, man. So fast. Man. Yeah, but you see, it all comes from the desire, the really wanting. Then she had to see it. She had to see Lolita, enjoying herself every day, laughing like a mad woman. Isn't that great, River? Isn't this so wonderful? Man, I got friends, man. I didn't ever think I'd get any friends. I couldn't find anybody seriously interested until I met you guys. And I found some serious people who really wanted this. You see, that's why the Lord knows your heart. That's why you guys get it. Yeah. Yeah. But there I heard that Kamsa had imprisoned Devaki and Vasudev and his own father Ugrasena and usurped the kingdom. So there, the devotees were not quite of the ras of Vrindavan. See, Vrindavan, Krishna kept everybody protecting because he's so close. This is spontaneous devotional service. See, there's more distance in Mathura because it's more of the Vaidhi level. See, so there was more distance, and so Kamsa could capture. He could do more things there. It's more powerful. That's why you see those on the level of religion, and Kamsa was keeping the Vaidhis more imprisoned by treachery and by deception, just like now. See, this is like the popes, and the gurus. They keep people down and like peons and not intelligence because their hypocrisy. Didn't Jesus point it out? He pointed out in the Pharisee. You don't think that's in ISKCON? Come on, man. It's religion. It's the same Maya. It was there. Kamsa was acting like a pious, religious person, but in his heart was materialistic. There's many of these people in religion that have the positions. They worm their way in. They're worms, worming their way in, any way they can. And they're psychopaths also, a lot of psychopaths. So in Vrindavan, see, that's the level of worshiping God very intimately and ecstatically. That's why the Lord came. That's what we're about here. We're here to bestow that intimacy. And that's where you get the most protection. Yeah. Even physically, because the Lord gives you the intelligence to how to sidestep these things also. Hearing all this, I did not stop there. I bathed in Vishwanath Ghat and quickly proceeded to Sri Vrindavan. Although the demigods, kings, and even eternal residents of Vaikuntha could not go to that Goloka, I saw the same customs practiced in India of this world were prevalent there. Seeing how the sun rises there, and how the residents there have the same forms, modes of behavior, and speak the same language of the people of the world. You see, that's what people see here. This is why it's so rare. When you see devotees worshiping the Lord in ecstatic emotion and the laughing and crying and all that, you're getting the inside of the spiritual world. It's the same. Same there as here when you're awakened. Okay? That's why whether you're here or there, you're experiencing the same feelings. See, the Lord came to bestow those feelings, that kind of special bhav. That's why you see when people hear, what are you getting? You're getting what your guru has, that kind of ecstasy. You notice? People, they never recognize this. When I was in ISKCON, Gaudius Me, Gaudium, they never recognized this. They didn't accept it. They didn't recognize it. So, but you do, see, and then you're getting it, see, and you're saying, yeah, that's the witness program. You say, hey, yeah, man, this is fantastic, man. This is, great. Gives you a great lifestyle, man. You get more happiness than I ever got before. Wow. And you see all these things. See, the witnesses show that it's not a weird thing. Yeah. It's different. It's definitely different. These feelings are more intense, more wonderful and purifying. And so, we're here to promote, this gift. Although the demigods, kings, and even the eternal residents of Vaikuntha could not go to that Goloka, I saw that the same customs practiced in India of this world were prevalent there. See, the only way you can go to this Goloka is through the invite. You got to go through the door. The door is the devotee. Even Gopakumara went through his guru. You notice his guru had those moods. See, so it always comes down to the door. Even in Vaikuntha, you can't, people here have a better chance to go to Goloka Vrindavan than the residents of Vaikuntha. And that's a liberated place, very hard to attain. But people here in this Sangha, whoever comes to this Sangha, have a better chance because you got to go through the door of the devotee who is in that Goloka in their worship. They have the same feelings of those residents of Vrindavan. See, that's why it's better to be here than in Vaikuntha. Matter of fact, Vaikuntha emptied when Lord Chaitanya came here. Vaikuntha, it says, they emptied it out and came to be in the Lord's pastimes here because it was an opportunity for them to advance because they have to go through, that devotee. See, so he came as a devotee in that bhav. See, that bhav has been given here. It's the same bhav, man. There's no difference. Zero difference. Just he's a mountain of it, because he's God, the Lord, Radha and Krishna combined. See, but the devotees, they get that bhav by their relationship with the Lord. They're empowered with it. If people knew the glories of what's going on here, just like if the people from Vaikuntha wants to come where this bhav is being distributed, they come and they empty out and take birth here. They did. Why wouldn't the people of the world if they get the intelligence? That's why you got to hear. You got to hear from intelligent devotee, and then you see the Lord gives the devotee intelligence, and they give it to you because of their intimacy. I even learned from people, like if there's a doctor in the world that understands things, about doctor stuff, and I listen to them. You get it from them. You help. They can help you. You get information from people, that are empowered by the Lord, given that ability. So more so with this, why wouldn't you go? You got to go through those who the Lord is empowering. So. So I love these books. There's so much in it. There's so much, the essence of truth. It's always the essence. Okay, let me just shut the engine here. I think it's warm enough in here for a while. Oh, chant a little bit, Lalita, and you can take your microphones off. I'll go to the bathroom while I'm up here.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare. Lovely to chant with Yamuna. I love the vibrations. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Rama,
Rama.
Rama, Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Prabhu Nityanand.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare. Don't leave your microphones on. Keep them on. I mean, you can keep your on microphones. Hare Krishna. We'll chant a little bit too. I like this. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Yeah. Keep your microphones on. Don't put them off.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. On. Keep them on.
Okay.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama.
Hare, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna.
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama.
Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna
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 Hari Hari Rama Hari Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Rama
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama.
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari
Rama Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama
Hare Krishna.
Rama Rama Hari Hari
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna.
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama.
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna
Rama Rama.
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama Rama Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna 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 Hari Hari Hare Rama 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 Hari Hari Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Rama Rama
Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Woo Krishna Sri Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Oh Sri Woo Krishna Oh Oh, Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna,
Rama Rama
Radha Krishna, Radha, 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 Radhe, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. This is so fantastic. Wow. Shri Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Whoa, Krishna. Oh. Hare Krishna. Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Woo! Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Although the demigods and eternal residents of Vaikuntha could not go to that Goloka, I saw that the same customs practiced in India were of this world were prevalent there. Seeing how the sun rises there and how the residents there, the residents there were extraordinarily different from the residents of any other worlds I had previously visited. It seemed that someone had stolen their very hearts. They appeared to be very perturbed. Merely by seeing them, my sentiments became just like theirs. With great endeavor, I composed myself and very respectably asked them this question. See, and that's really, it's by association, man. You know, associating with devotees like this, of this nature, the one, you know, the big brothers and big sisters who are, you know, moving through into this ecstatic stage, and then you get purified, and then your feelings become like the residents of Vrindavan. This is the line, the real line. See, it's here now. We're doing it. yeah, yeah, yeah. You people are experiencing a divine bliss which is rarely felt in the hearts of the best of Paramahamsa devotees, for which the dear devotees of the Lord of Vaikuntha are always praying. Hey, kind-hearted ones. Hey, kind-hearted ones. I am very fallen and have come to your shelter. So please be merciful and look in my direction. Please tell me who is the king of this land. Where is his palace? And where is the path which will lead me to him? Next I said, you people are fortunate. I am humbly asking, be merciful and please say something. See, they were so absorbed in this. You people are fortunate. He recognized that's where the good fortune is. Look at this. Someone had stolen their hearts. See, someone, that's Krishna, you know, Krishna. And they had, you know, they have this bhakti, you know, so they can relish the sweetness and the beauty of Krishna and his name and his pastimes. And we're doing it by mantra. Same, you know. They would, when Krishna wasn't around, they do the residents just talk about him and feel as the ecstasy of his transcendental presence, you know, because of bhakti. It's always, see, the Lord came here to bestow this bhakti. We're here to bestow this bhakti, so that people can relish his name, you know, on a level not just, you know, or rules, regulations, and, you know, no, this personal intimacy, intimate taste. It's wonderful. It's fantastic. It's better all the time. It's powerful. And it's definitely different, you know. That's why devotees, you have to, you know, you're going to have to do different, man, because Vrindavan is more different than just normal, even Vaishnavas, normal devotees. That's not Vrindavan yet. Vrindavan is this, you become so wild and ecstatic, you know, just being in touch with his holy name. You know, it causes you to be wild, you know. Wild is wonderful. Wild is Vrindavan. You know, they're unrestricted. See, no need for restriction. Why do you need restrictions when you're intimately associating with God? Who needs restrictions? Who needs rules? That's the rule. You know, is being God's friend, being Krishna's friend. You know, and confidant. You know, God is a person. He like to have confidants, just like we like to confide in Him and feel this His presence. See, isn't that funny? Presence, His presence. See, nothing. When you're in touch intimately with God, all you do is get presence. All you do is give presence to others. See, your life becomes blessed, and you become a blessing to others. See? It's like one devotee said, Gaurahari, you have importance. I only have importance because of the Lord's relation. That's why we have no real importance until we have this transcendental relation awakened. You know, otherwise you're just in the Maya. You're just part of the illusory potency. You're the apocalypse, with a zombie apocalypse here. You know, you're in prison. How important is a prisoner? You know, think about it. You know, when you're in prison, are the prisoners important? No, they're prisoners. They're hardened criminals. That's this world. You have no real import here. But the Lord, by relation with the Lord, he gives you importance. He makes a crippled, intelligent. He makes a lame man jump over mountains. See, it's all these things. This is all the relationship. We're built for that. Maya weakens us, makes us stupid and dumb and dumber. You notice, especially at these times, people doing very dumb things. See, because they believe in the Maya and they're attached to Maya. But the Lord, this is part of the plan, is you start to see, oh boy, the Maya's can't really help me. Yeah, she's turning on me, just like a mad dog. You know how dogs, very nice, oh, very nice, and then they can just turn on you. This dog that was your best friend, sometimes it happens. I remember I was a kid, it just went crazy. I had a dog. We had the Doberman picture, very nice and wonderful. I was a kid, and everything, and it went crazy. And I'll tell you, this is related to now. The neighbor poisoned it because it was barking or something. And he poisoned our dog, and he became crazy and turned on us. And I had to I remember that I was locked in the car, I couldn't come out because the dog wanted to bite, like attack us. It was Doberman picture. See, and so that's the world. They think people are very nice, right? Nice, but they've been poisoned, and they're being poisoned now by the Maya, by listening to it, by hearing, believing in liars, cheaters, and hypocrites that are pouring a strong deception on the world. They're believing it, they're turning on each other. They're turning. This is what Johann is saying. They want to burn people's houses down if they didn't get see these nice people that were your friends. See, everything turns and changes. See, so the only real shelter are the devotees, who have an intimate relationship with God. That's our work now. It's just tell them far and wide, hey, just show them, that, hey, man, the shelter is here. Otherwise, these people are they're turning on their friends. They're turning in religion. They're turning on you. The gurus are turning on you by doing that. That's, they're selling out and being controlled by the Maya, by the world. See, they can't help you. We can help here. You'll get the gift that Lord Chaitanya came to bestow on the world, which is bhakti. Can you imagine? Look at it. Right before the world, we're chanting here only because this bhakti is so beautiful and so rare, so wonderful. You cannot chant the holy name in prem like this unless you have this gift of bhakti. Okay? And it's being bestowed here. Otherwise all you got is rules and regulations, austerities and rituals and robotic worship. As I've been here, that's nothing special. It's nothing new. They're always in all religions. They're doing rules, regulations, and fastings and all that stuff. It's more or less the same thing. But who is ecstatically worshiping God very intimately? Well, it started with Jesus, actually. It was with the what do you call, the prophets. There was like one out of, and nobody else was like that. It was a prophet, and everybody else they didn't get it. Wasn't being bestowed, just one special person. And they had this intimacy, and then they could bestow some blessings on the world. Yeah, see, and so, and then again, when it came with Lord Chaitanya and his associates, or any saints coming around like Tulsi, what do any of these guys do? They bestow bhakti upon you, the name of God. See, when Tulsi was here, Tulsi Das, when the Ramayan was here, the other one, I think, the Ramayan was here with. And the name of God was here. But when Tulsi was here, he was used to bestow bhakti on people so that they would get devotion. See, and then they could appreciate and relish the shelter of God in his name, in his pastimes. You got to get this bhakti. It's the whole point of Krishna consciousness. It's the main point of our preaching here, is to bestow this bhakti on others. Otherwise, what is it? Where's God? Well, Hare Krishna, okay, do you feel him? No, I don't know. It's not about feeling. All the misconceptions they teach. Oh, it's not about feeling God. Just chant. They don't, all kinds of speculations and all that. It's not about feeling. How many times have I've heard this so many times. It's not about feeling. Matter of fact, they're suspicious if you're happy chanting the name. They become immediately suspicious. Hey, wrong understanding. It's all about that.
Don't trust your feelings. Don't trust your feelings.
Don't trust the
I heard
feelings.
it so many times. It's
Yeah,
sentimental.
Yeah. You must be being misled by all that laughing and crying there, Lalita. It's the devil. They say that too, that for the ecstatic Christians, the same thing. They say, oh, look at there. They're all wild in this ecstasy. This is Kundalini. And they think the Kundalini is a bad thing. But they don't know. It's all, it's about the rising of energy of Krishna or Christ in you. He has to come into the heart and then see now, oh, I see God is in me. Oh yeah, it's a great, that's a great revolution in your life, man. That God is actually living inside you, that your body's a temple. You think any of the Vaishnavas are thinking their body? No, they're all looking out there. Many, I can't say all, just in general. A lot of them, most of them, looking at, oh, the temple's over there. Oh yeah, temple's over there. Are you kidding? God is closer than you think. God, the temple is right here. This is the best temple. This is the temple. Jesus said God wants you to worship in spirit and truth in your temple here. See? And this is it, and so that's why, whether we're personally present or on the airwaves, we are worshiping in spirit and in truth, and the truth is the Lord and his greatness, his sweetness, his amazingness. See, and bhakti, the spirit of bhakti, devotion, gives us that ability to grab on to that transcendental Lord. Otherwise, he slips through our fingers, or you can't capture him. He's 2 fingers too short. Devotion's so important. It's the whole purpose of Krishna consciousness. It's where it's going. Can you imagine if your guru, you have a guru for 10, 20, 30, 40 years and they never tell you that? Yeah. You can even go to the, people now thinking this Sadguru means eternal guru is so great and everything. He never talks about devotion. Never. Doesn't talk. He doesn't know. Zero. He does. It's all the wisdom and everything. He's like Solomon. Okay, can answer all kinds of questions and and all that. It's all up here. Oh, he's so intelligent, so wise. Just like Solomon. And Solomon never even talked about devotion. He didn't know that was the important thing. Just like Sadguru. It's so funny. If people knew what was really intelligent, they would be here. This is where the greatest intelligence is being distributed, not in all blah 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 and no feeling awakened, and then being against it. I went to the so-called Raghunuga Sanghas. I was a year and a half, and if any of this bhakti was shown, stop it, cut it off. I went to classes where their best gurus were full of pride. The best, not gurus, teachers, they're in the group, very full of pride. And then one gives a class. I'm sitting in the class. I told this story a lot because it's really relevant. I'm sitting in the class, and this lady said, yeah, when I came to my guru before that, she was she lived in Vrindavan, a natural devotee, and she naturally attached to Krishna's pastimes, and she would cry when she read the pastimes. And then she gets initiated by the guru, and you know what she says? And she come to her guru, she says, I lost my feeling for the pastime. I don't cry anymore. What happened? Oh, I took that away so you can preach. I took your feeling for God away so you can preach. And that was the preaching. Never show a tear. Never show. No show. And there's still to this day, no show. That is the preaching. No show. Wipe that tear off. Don't let anybody see anything. It's too confidential. See, don't show how glorious bhakti is. Don't show that it's the whole point of Krishna consciousness. Don't show that. Okay, fine. Whether you're, honest or dishonest or whatever you are, I don't care. I'm not going there. That's not where it is. Where it is right here in this book. I just read it, man. Lord Chaitanya came and descended to distribute this bhakti for his lotus feet, for God's lotus feet, so you can know God and relish God's presence in your life forever. Okay? And that's the preaching here. And you don't like it? Go to those who never speak about bhakti is the most important thing. Go to those teaching rules and regulations are the most important. That's real Krishna consciousness. Go over there where they say, oh, don't trust your feeling when you chant Hare Krishna in ecstasy. Oh, go where they say that's demoniac to chant with feelings for God. Go there where they say, wipe away your tears if you ever have them. Never show it. Never feel it. Just don't even, go there if you want, if you're that stupid. Because I certainly, if you don't want to change, I don't want your association. That's why, I don't want association with people that come here to be big teachers. Oh, you want to be a big teacher? Oh, that's not why I'm here, not to be a big teacher. I'm here to relish glorifying the absolute truth because, I have this feeling for that. And that's what I'm teaching here. Not to go and make, a whole bunch of thousands of converts with all kinds of material desires for something else other than bhakti. No, just give the jewels here. And if you're not after that, Krishna I don't have to do anything. Krishna will just lead you away and you can do your big teacher trip out there, amongst a bunch of fools. And then, here we got jewels. Why wouldn't you want to associate with jewels, and get the jewel? Gold mines. Yeah, so Gopakumar said, hey, Brahmana, coming to this Vrindavan and following Narada's instructions in a sweet voice, I began chanting the names of my dearest... Oh, I already read that. Okay. Next, I said, you people are fortunate. I am humbly asking, be merciful and please say something. If you're observing a vow of silence, then please convey something through the medium of hand gestures. Oh, I understand. Even upon hearing my aggrieved words, you are not answering. So it must be that knave, Sri Krishna, has cast a spell on you. See, that's bhakti, man. That's the spell. The bhakti spell. And it makes us spellbound when we even hear Krishna's name, which is the best way, really, You become spellbound by devotional service to Krishna. You become like the residents. Otherwise, very hard. See, then it becomes natural, to love Krishna. Where Vrindavan is natural. Here it becomes natural to love God. You want to do it. You want to be close to the Lord. See? Otherwise, doesn't even enter your mind this, and everything is harder. Oh, Vaidhi is much harder. You got to be on time, worshiping the deities and go from one program to the next program to the next program. And if you're really trying to do it right, you got to chant 24 hours a day, like Prabhupada said. You read the body just always doing something, always thinking, but you're always on a mental plane. It's artificial. It's contrived still. It's not like this, where you have the bhakti is bestowed upon you in disciplic line, and now you like to worship, because even if you did it for 5 minutes and you got absorbed in the world because you got some duties and all that, man, you're purified. It's like 20 years of doing rules, regulations, everything. You got it in just one mantra with feeling awakening. You got more purification than 40 years of following rules. I'm telling you, it's that powerful, and people getting it know what I'm talking about. You know how you feel there, Lilita? Chanting a little bit and then you get that ecstatic. How much is that worth in comparison to all the bhakti you did in being in ISKCON and all that?
There was zero.
It was
There
like
was
zero.
Zero.
Yeah. It's like zero, and then you just chant a few mantras and you feel God close, and the ecstasy of God, relishing that. That is worth 40 years of doing, this dry, empty stuff. Matter of fact, Lord Chaitanya preached like this. I mean, that's why it's hard for people to understand this preaching, because I'm just preaching like he did. He said, unless Krishna arises in your heart, and that's bhakti, unless this devotion arises in your heart, there's no point in doing austerities. See? No point in doing it. It doesn't have any result. And the devotees preach the same thing. Unless prema arises in your heart, there's no point. Your results of your activities will be zero. See? Without the feeling, it's just empty and dry. It's considered there. So what's the purport of that? The purport of that, go to the devotees, get purified really quickly and get this prema. That's the purport, man. Don't spend your whole friggin' life doing austerities, renunciation, all that. Go through the devotees who chant the holy names with this prema, with this great ecstatic devotion. That's all here. Yeah. That's the preaching, is this. Whoever accepts this understanding, this is real knowledge. This is the essence of it. People go 40 years following these gurus and don't understand what I just said in one sentence. They don't point you in this direction, which is how to get to Vrindavan fast. Why not? Why not get there quick? Why do you want to spend so many lives? Who knows what will happen in your next life? What kind of association you'll get. You can even be like Ajamil. You get a Brahmin birth like he did, bad association with the prostitute, and because he had no devotion awakened, because he's just a Brahmin, led away, couldn't get purified. Like a devotee. They could so-called fall down. And they chant one mantra and then boom, back up on top of the world again. In ecstasy. It purifies everything. That's the great glories of this bhakti, and that's why the Lord wants to bestow it upon the world. If you don't have this, you miss the boat. If you don't see the importance of our Sangha and what we're preaching here, you miss the boat. If you don't take it seriously, what we're doing here, you miss the boat. You're missing the boat. If you come here for a while and then you go out, and I think it's all about being a teachy trip, and to be, give dry classes. You're missing the boat. You're not, you're being bewildered. Yeah, so, yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Keep your mics on. I like this little change. Matter of fact, the heat has to go on too, I think.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare.
We could just do this all. Chant a little bit, talk a little bit, eat a little bit.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
That's getting the mercy, man.
Rama Hare.
He's talking about Dean Smith.
I just want to answer on Karuna is trying to find fault again. You just told me a story. Yeah, you just told the story that a guru said to his disciple, I took your bhakti away. I took your
Yeah.
And I heard it for the first time. Honestly, I heard this. Maybe you said it before, but I never understood this.
Yeah.
But now I was really surprised about what you told me, and I believe it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What
he's
did he say?
criticizing. He's trying to find fault, like always.
Yeah.
So I
What did
just
he say? What did that rascal say?
can't we be real? Lalita does act if she hears it for the first time, but I heard it for the first time.
Oh, he's criticizing you. Oh, he's just
Yeah,
jealous.
I heard it for the first
He's
time.
jealous. He just wants
Of
that.
course, of course.
Just trying to needle you a little bit.
Yeah, all the time, over and
Yeah,
over.
over and over. He
Yeah.
just wants that bhakti.
For 4 years.
Yeah,
4
4 years, man. Yeah. He's your needle. He's the spear in the
I just
side.
want to answer because I don't want him to influence others. That's all. What he
No,
does
he
is
ain't
no
gonna
problem.
influence. We know his game, man.
We need to react sometimes.
Yeah. You tell him. You just give him the sauce, man.
I'm saying it now. It's
Yeah.
enough.
There you go, man. Listen up there. Even Rivers confirmed. It's confirmed in Rivers.
Yeah, he said so many times that I'm here, sitting here, acting to show that I'm the good disciple, etc.
Oh, yeah.
I don't stop him to do the same.
Jealous.
Oh,
Yes, as well. Maybe you should listen to the word of God instead of criticizing others. And maybe that would be a better idea. Maybe you can become ecstatic. Me, yeah, Corona, you.
If I had $1 every time. Okay. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama. He said he's stoking your fire. He wants to see your fire. He wants to be chastised.
Winding you up. Ignore him.
I know that, but the time is finished that I say, yeah.
No more, Mr. Nice Girl.
Bye-bye.
I've got to get a drink.
Very good.
He likes the attention.
Well, he got it now.
He's just needling you for you so he gets your attention.
Yeah.
Attention.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Rama
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ooh.
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Rama Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Rama,
Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna, Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Okay,
Rama
we'll read
Hare
some
Rama,
Bhagavad Gita now. A little this, a little that. Yeah. So this is, we'll continue on the three modes of material nature in Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, verse number 3. So the Blessed Lord says, the total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making it possible, making possible the birth of all living beings, O son of Bharata. The total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate, making it possible for the births of all living beings. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada. This is the explanation of the world. This is an explanation of the world. Everything that takes place is due to the combination of Kshetra and Kshetragyan, the body and the spirit. Isn't that interesting? Everything takes place because of the body and the spirit. See, what would the body be without the spirit?
nothing.
Yeah, it would just be a matter. And that's why, after the spirit leaves, the body is just, a corpse, and they burn it. Can you imagine? You can't even say that, oh, that person you thought was a body, right? And then the spirit leaves and it's just a corpse. You burn the thing, you get rid of it, bury it. Get rid of this piece, because it starts to stink and all that. This I like Gita. It makes you think about the reality of life. And by the way, practically, get ready, because we're going to see a lot of death. So that's a distraction. Even now, you're hearing about, like in Afghanistan, people are they're blowing up everything, and so anyway, there's all the conversations about it's all distraction. You're going to see that's just the beginning. We're going to see a lot of death. We're going to see a lot of craziness, insanity. Um, See, but how are we preparing like this? Yeah, body dies, it's all gonna, after, when you're not your body and you're a spiritual body, and then you see bodies drop, you're going to see a lot of people, they think they're their body, and their minds are going to go, going crazy. Even Arjuna went, before he heard Bhagavad Gita, from Krishna, because Krishna knows who he is, and Arjuna was put in illusion, and he was bodily identifying with his emotions, material emotions, his material attachments for the bodies of his teachers and all of that stuff. And he got weak because, see, bodily attachment makes you weak. You become unintelligent. You're not sober. You're not conclusive. You're not clear. See? So, and Krishna, hey, slapped him, wake up. Don't you know? Hey, man, let me tell you the truth. You set me as a spiritual master. Let me tell you the way it really is. And this will give you strength. This will give you life. See? This is our preaching here. Isn't that amazing? I feel it already. Krishna, he says, hey, never has there been a time when I, nor you, nor all these kings. Can you imagine if you really know that? And you see these people dying. Arjuna saw millions of his friends and teachers. They're all on the battlefield. But he had the instruction from Krishna. Hey, this is the strength people will get here. Here you'll get, because we have feeling for those words. I love the words of Krishna and Bhagavad Gita. They give me life. It's not just a scholastic endeavor. I'm not just here to memorize these verses. I'm here to taste that strength, to feel it. When I read Prabhupada's books, I literally, I tell you, man, I feel life going through my transcendental veins. How do you think we can preach like this here? There's no other way. So you got to feel that life, man. You got to get life from God, literally. You realize, hey, man, you're my life. Your word is my life. Your conception is my life as it is. Okay? Never has there been a time when I, nor you, nor all these kings of them. We've always existed. We weren't even created. We have always existed. So don't be bewildered by my illusion here that you die and you live and you die and you live. That's only because you're unaware. You're unawakened. Let me wake you up with the truth. This is what we do here. You come here, we'll wake you up so you can be really prepared. This is the thing. People are not prepared for what's coming or for death. They're afraid. Oh, Gohar's talking about death. I'm afraid. See, okay, good. You're here. Keep coming here. We'll prepare you for that. You become indifferent. Why? Because what makes a difference in your life is life, not death. Not, mourning over. It's like, Jesus is going to the cross. He knows what it's about, and it's that is going to free so many people from this. And he's in a sense ecstasy, even though it's hard, he's going to carry the cross and all this stuff, and they start mourning. Oh, Jesus, you're going to kill your body. And Jesus looks at him and says, hey, don't mourn for me. Mourn for yourselves and for your children and all that, and your what's in your line. Because don't mourn for me. I know who I am and where I'm going and what I'm here to do. See, people need to hear Bhagavad Gita. I mean, I love it. I love preaching. I like the highest things, and I like the rudimentary, fundamental things. Very relevant. Everything is relevant. I read the high things. It's all relevant. It's all, yeah.
It has never been attracted for me, these creation things in the past, and now I love it so.
Yeah, because it's how things really are, and because nobody knows. It's interesting, the 9 Yogendras, they're still going around all the universes just looking at God's creation and seeing it in relationship to the Lord. And they just find it very interesting. They like to do that. And then they also preach these fundamental things about, hey, bhakti is, you need this bhakti, man, to escape this. What is this here? There we go. Yeah. So an explanation of the world. This is an explanation of the world. Everything that takes place is due to the combination of Kshetra and Kshetrajnan, the body and the spirit, and this combination of material nature and the living entity is made possible by the Supreme God Himself. Okay? So, where the spirit is in the body. Okay? So the Lord made this possible, impregnated the living entities into this Brahman. See, it's made this possible. And He continues it to go on because the spirit is attached to matter. See? And this gets the modes going, the mode of passion, ignorance, and goodness. See? So the spirit soul is attached, the living entity is attached to these objects that get them inspired to move about in this world. What do you think fruitive activity is? You see building blocks like it's a little kid with an erector set. They erect. Oh yeah, let's make some building out of this thing. Let us, because we got all the resources here. See, let's exploit the resources. Let's use them to build all these big buildings and everything. Let's make money. And see, so the modes inspire people, but it's still dead. You're working. Death is inspiring you. Fruitive activity is inspiring you. See, the modes are not alive. They just make you like desiring to do these things, and then you get more desire because you're cultivating that. It's a mode of ignorance too, the same thing. You see things, that's why, the things like intoxication is considered in the mode of ignorance. Because usually if you do that, you get too much into that, it becomes your thing, you become motivated by that. So too much of that can, mess you up. And then, so you're motivated by that, which is not really, there's no real life in it. So this is why you see we're making a transition over to what is real life. See, real life. See, the name, real life. See, real, and then it awakens these special feelings, man, that make you feel beyond good, uncontainable bliss, and transcendental happiness, and blessings to your life. Everything becomes alive in your life. You have real life. That's why people don't understand what is going on in that song. Well, we got life here. I look at you guys, I'm telling you, I'll just tell you truthfully, just for preaching's sake. I look at Vaishnavas, and I remember I went to these morning programs, and I completely uninspired, completely mechanical. It was like, there's no life in there. That doesn't add anything to me. It's just boring, man, just dry. I went, to one time I went to one of the greatest in Lee's Raganuga Sangha, one of the greatest disciples there, and I went to, she had an ashram. I went to her ashram, and I went to the Mangal Artik. Where's the life? It's just this boring ritualistic thing. And this was the highest disciple. I went in and I'm just trying to, to teach what is real life, and they don't know. I was sitting in an elevator with that same person, that same lady, guru. She's a guru now. Sitting in the elevator, and I was, where's the life? It was in the elevator. She had these two persons sitting there with her, and they're all like looking up without any life. They look like zombies to me. This is Vaishnavism. And then they look over here and they see real life, and they consider this death. See, everything is inverted. And I look over there and I see, as it is, that is not alive yet. Mode of goodness is not alive yet. Transcend the modes, Arjuna. All of them, even goodness. Otherwise, how do you know the transcendental nature of the Lord? How do you, that's what I live on, man. The transcendental nature of the Lord gives me the real life, real happiness. That's the teaching here. That's the treasure you get here. Well, you see, this is alive. This book is not death. This is not part of the modes. See, I could just see her. I could just see Karuna. He's looking at, oh, look at her. Look at that Lalita. She's acting like she really enjoys this. And now River's doing the same thing, you know.
Yeah, but Guru Maharaj, it was a dry book for me. It was really a dry book for me. And now
Yeah. You know, yeah. Look at even my ex-wife, her guru, the guru, everybody, her guru gave her the Chaitanya Mangal and said, read this book. And she read it and she says, this is a dry book. And she came off the train in Puri, right? I was just traveling with Chaitanya Leela in ecstasy and dripping in ecstasy, and she comes, she says, my guru gave me this book. I don't feel anything. It just seems like a book, stories, So I read it to her just a couple of days and she got some devotion awakened. Changed her whole friggin' life. So people don't know. That's why, it's like, oh, yeah, I got a set of Prabhupada's books. You read them? Well, no time. I'm always do. Or if you do read them, you read them because it's a pious thing to do. You did your duty. Just like it's chanting becomes a pious thing,
It is because of you that it gets so juicy.
Yeah, this is what it's about, man. That's I consider this is the preaching, man. Is bestow taste upon the devotees, and that's just you just gotta eat. You gotta eat before the world. You gotta show them what real food is. I suppose Jesus did, and Lord Chaitanya did. And if we also have to show what real life is, real worship is, intimate worship. Krishna, Lord Chaitanya quoted the verse, it says, hey, man, Krishna is thinking, I have so many awe and reverent persons, but that doesn't satisfy me. That doesn't give me real happiness. It's just a little bit of piety and, I have so many devotees like that. There's some devotion there, but it doesn't overwhelm me. I want to be overwhelmed. That's why, hey, man, you get this gift here and you start to worship like this, you are overwhelmed because God in you is overwhelmed. And then he's giving you a taste of how wonderful it is to be overwhelmed. That's what he gives to his intimate associates, which you become by coming here and being in the real line, not the fake one. Not the lines teaching some other thing or preliminaries and everything, and they don't even dream about what we give here. Yeah, read this here, River.
Fun Shamagori. With me, the same happened. I really now get the taste for reading Srila Prabhupada's books. Thank you, dear Guru Dev and my Sangha family.
See, that's Bhakti Lata Bij. It's taste for reading these books.
Yummy.
So that's Shiksha Guru. Does that mean you get a little taste and go away? Come on, man. That ain't Vaishnava. That's bullshit. That's what people have done here, the Prabhupada disciples. They finally get real taste where they become ecstatic and they give up Shiksha Guru. What is that? That ain't, you think Prabhupada's happy about that? That's why I say, why preach to those people? Don't support their bullshit, man. They're losing. They're off the real path. They got, Prabhupada disciples that come here, or with ISKCON and they get taste. See, and if they go away, they're not understanding real Vaishnavism. It's my duty to teach that. Hey, man, Shiksha Guru, you finally getting taste. You didn't get it much with Prabhupada. Getting taste here is becoming visibly ecstatic. which most Prabhupada disciples weren't. They didn't have tears and all that stuff much, maybe sometimes, but not often. You come here and that increases. See, that's Bhakti Lata Bij. Now you're getting it. There's room for it. See? So now you're on the real path, and now you just water that taste, and it grows more and more and more, you know? And then you become a spiritual teacher, and then a bona fide guru. Yeah, we're making gurus here. We're making acharyas here. It's possible. Probable. Yeah. So it sometimes, okay, the Mahatattva is the total cause. Oh, let me shut the heat off. It's a little bit getting a little bit hot here. So the Mahatattva is the total cause of the total cosmic manifestation, and because it is in the total substance of material cause, there are three modes of nature, and it's sometimes called Brahman. Aha. So see, Brahman, I was also wanted to get more clear about that. So Brahman and three modes of nature are synonymous. See, sometimes called Brahman, sometimes three modes of nature. Okay. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead impregnates that total substance. The Mahatattva is described as the Brahman in the Vedic literature. Aha. Okay. This is interesting. So he impregnates this. So the living entities are injected into this material nature. Okay. So we're in this. See? So he's impregnated the living entities here. And also the modes of nature it becomes its mother and father now. See, because it's the living entity develops in the modes, these different modes, and becomes different creatures. And oh man, we're lucky to get out of that one. You get lost, the soul. You just get so enamored by all these things in the modes of passion, goodness, and ignorance, and people who are, involved in all of that. That you don't know where's home. See why the Lord has to come here and show, oh, hey man, you wandered away. You're looking in the wrong direction. You're looking in the modes for happiness. This object, that object, this body, that body, this form, that form. See, so we do that for so many lifetimes. And in different forms and species. Oh, God. So into the Brahman, the seeds of the living entities are impregnated by the Supreme Person. The 24 elements. The seeds of the living entities go in there. Yeah, and so the modes, it grows on the modes. The living entity develops, the different bodies, because of the different modes it's associating with and getting food from. The modes are like food. It gives you a certain kind of nourishment, and then you grow different bodies. Ooh. Yuck. As explained in the 7th chapter, beyond there is another superior nature, the living entity. In the material nature, the superior nature is mixed by the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thereafter all the living entities are born of the material nature. The scorpion lays its eggs in piles of rice, and sometimes it is said that the scorpion is born out of the rice. But the rice is not the cause of the scorpion. Yeah, but see,
it feeds it.
It feeds it. Yeah. So it becomes its food, and so the modes of nature, like so, the Lord injects the living entity because we're part of the superior nature. But why would He do that? Well, I think I've read before. It's because we have previous desires, and so the Lord is injecting us back into the material nature to live them out. See, and the modes become our mother and father that gives our food, our life, to be motivated to move around. Yeah. So, yeah, and that's why ultimately if you meet the devotees or the Lord, then you can start to see, they'll teach you, oh, what are you doing? There's a superior nature that you belong to. You've forgotten. See? So, yeah, you've forgotten this, and this is how you reconnect with it. People don't know. See, they're lost in the mode. That's why they're very unhappy. Look at it. You can tell those of us who are connecting with the spiritual nature, with the Lord, and are being fed by that, instead of being fed by the modes, we're really being fed real life from the spiritual form of the Lord. And hearing, chanting, remembering, this is God. This is our food. The name is our food. You see, we're becoming healthy, fit. See, so the devotees and the Lord, they come here to show us that, to teach us these things, how to become alive again, how to get real life and know what real life. Otherwise, we don't know. People, they don't know. That's why, people looking for real fame. See, they're looking for everything outside. Oh, yeah, let me be a movie star and I'll be famous. And you're just famous around other fools like yourself. You don't know. No, you really want to be famous? Well, become a devotee. Automatically, even though the whole world throws, it doesn't matter. The world can throw tomatoes at you and everything, but you're famous amongst God and real devotees who know things, even though they're not, you don't see them here and all that. But when you pass from the body, and people are worshiping the devotees. That's what we do. All devotees. I worship Prabhupada. I worship Jesus. I worship even my I can worship my devotees honestly without giving a bad rap, like people worship. That's why I say Daksha didn't stand up and worship. Shiva didn't stand up and worship Daksha. All the foolish demigods did. See, but I could worship my devotees because the Lord lives in many of my students here now. They have the symptoms of God taking up his residence there. Therefore, when I worship them, I'm worshiping my Lord. There's no fault in that. Okay? But there's plenty of fault of worshiping a hypocritical, lying, cheating, deceiving guru who's deceived themselves. I don't care. You take the name spiritual master and you take worship from disciples saying, you're going to deliver me. If I ain't worshiping that, that's bullshit, man. That's Maya. You're a Putana, man. You're under Putana. She's got you by the friggin' neck and got your disciples. You can't free yourself or your disciples. That's why your only hope is this kind of preaching, because it's the truth. And you don't know the truth, and your disciples don't know the truth. So for you both die in illusion. But I'm speaking up now, you notice? To help these people. Like Lord Chaitanya spoke up for Devananda. Everybody say, "Oh, Devananda, he's a pure devotee. He's so great. He's austere. No sex, no vegetarian. Oh, he's so perfect. He's going to deliver us." And we're learning real Bhagavatam, and he's preaching about Krishna and everything. And the Lord comes up and says, "Give me your book. I want to rip it up. You ain't qualified to reach that. You have no devotion. You don't even know what is a pure devotee, and you're teaching about Krishna." This is what we got here. I've seen this with my own eyes. They don't even know Krishna. They don't know Radha. They're not living inside their bodies yet they have the audacity to preach that they're spiritual masters and can deliver their disciples. I say baloney. I ain't supporting that. I'm like taking Shiva. I'm taking the real Bhagavatam position in life. Like Shiva didn't stand up for Brahmins who were getting worship. Doctors getting worship, and right there before them was Shiva, who is the real famous, important person in that assembly, and nobody recognized except his real disciples. See, that's why this same thing is always the same. This is the living Bhagavatam here. You notice my students and disciples who've been purified and are getting purified, they're recognizing what's really here. Why are they giving titles to a guy that doesn't have a dhoti or a stick? Why did those demons give respect to Shiva and worship and everything, and they became more intelligent than the Brahmins? Why? Because they were worshiping a real authorized devotee that had the spiritual potency. That's how it's always, you got to have a chance at it. That's why people coming here, you're seeing something very special. You're the first fruits to see it. That's why you give. You say, our guru, yeah, he just wears a t-shirt, but we say he's a Bhakti Vedanta man, more so than you guys. We can see, you can't see. You don't even know that your Vedanta is supposed to come from pure bhakti. You think it just comes from the rubber stamp. Well, we say he's studied and chanted his 16 rounds and all that, and we don't even know about this thing called bhakti, but we'll call him Bhakti Vedanta. We're just worshiping God in name only. That's all we know. Well, that's called beginners. Even it's called neophyte gurus even. They don't know the real standard, the gold standard that we teach. Oh, you don't come here. You don't think this is the gold standard? You stay out there, you little neophyte gurus. Nothing to me. Oh, you're so offensive to my pure devotee going. Nah, you know, pure devotee. That's your foolishness to believe that. That's why I can chant like I do. Because I know what is spiritual. And I stay with that. I worship that. I worship them, that are actually accepted by the Lord. So much so that the Lord, my Lord, lives in their bodies also. See, that's why I say, if my students have that, they're worshipable. I'll kiss Lalita's Ganga's feet. If you don't, you got a big false ego. Go ahead there.
Yeah, but they are so attached on the pictures and the statues and the deities, how they look, and the limbs of Krishna and the color, the blue boy, and they are so attached on those external things, and they can't believe that Krishna is really
they can't until some of them come and associate with internal devotees, because they're external, because their guru's external and they're external. Or their gurus could be like Prabhupada. He was an internal devotee, but he's dealing with persons who are deeply entrenched in the mode. So he has to give them external activities and develop some punya, some sukriti. See, so we're here to reap what we haven't sowed. Prabhupada sowed things and people were ready or previously in previous lifetimes. And so when you're ready for this, hey, eternal bhakti, man, it's much more juicy, wonderful. Anybody interested? And you'll see these big gurus and sannyasis, the whole world is thinking, oh, they're so great. They're not great at all. In the eyes of a real devotee who has real bhakti, and the eyes of God, it's just a big show bottle. Where do you hear this preaching? Okay? Only where people who have eyes realize. Why should I be afraid of illusion? When the Lord gives me intelligence, gives me this, he's the one giving me this, right? I could see, okay, that's bullshit. That's your Maya. These persons, these gurus can't they can't take their disciples all the way. Maybe they can help them a little bit, in the beginning and, and get them to go on pilgrimage and everything, but they can't take their miseries away until they have real bhakti. Until they're a devotee Bhagavat, and the verses apply to them by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam from a pure devotee, purified devotee who has pure devotion, right? All your troubles will go away, right? Well, that's what happens here because it's bona fide. It doesn't happen there. People still have plenty of troubles usually. They stay mundane. They're taking shots. That's going to give you a lot of troubles, my friends, And the gurus are supporting that. See, so they can't take your troubles away. They're troubled. They're probably in fear. I heard they closed their temples, right? A lot of the ISKCON closed temples. They're not even as good as that, what do you call that, Polish preacher in Canada. The police come over to close the temple. Hey, get out of here. How do you Nazis? And they go and whimper, scamper away. You should watch this guy chases them when they go. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's a man of God, true, He didn't close his temple.
We never close our temple for Krishna.
No. Yeah, I mean, we don't, in a sense, this is better. We don't have to, the Lord is making it very easy because, coming here is like better than going to 1,000 church meetings where it's still kind of, not very deep, not deep, clear. I mean, here you're getting clear, deep conceptions of how things really are. It's like this stuff is so true and so deep knowledge about Krishna and how he works in the Maya and all what Maya is. And it's not, this hoochie goochie like Christians might think. It's the devil. We're in spiritual warfare. They got to do their little, stuff.
Good and bad, good and bad, good and bad.
Yeah. Just all this, spiritual war. This is easy spiritual warfare because it's natural, it's easy, it's the truth. It's very clear. We just relish the truth, and there's power in that. There's over the ability to overcome illusion easily. See, it doesn't have to have this big dramatic. Oh, we're at war with the devil, yeah, of course, yeah. But it's it's. The truth is very strong adversary for the illusion. It counteracts it. It liberates. That's why see, Krishna said, by being situated in this knowledge, you will not be disturbed. I'll read that verse again. It's so good. Yeah, by becoming fixed in this knowledge. See, this is how powerful. This is the tool. This is the sword. Be fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature, which is like my own nature. The transcendental, he's saying basically, you can just, if you understand this knowledge clear enough, you can get this Brahman nature. But we go deeper than that, actually, not just to get this, have the same quality as Brahman. That's his, he felt rays.
It's one piece of the puzzle.
It's one level of realization. So thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or disturbance, the time of dissolution. And so that's liberation. And, the Lord gave Kamsa that. He killed him as a demon. And people thought, wow, man, he liberated this Kamsa, Shishupal. They got at least liberation. So they're not born when they stay in this liberated state. But our line is deeper than that to take us through into Bhagavan. See, this is, so you're liberated in the qualities in the name of God, in his form. And when you see the form, you'll have devotion. See, the thing is, we're better off than that washerman who saw Krishna. See? Because he saw Krishna there, but he had no faith in Krishna, and he was adverse to Krishna, and Krishna had to kill him to give liberation. See, we're better off because we see Krishna through our ears, and it's awakening devotion and attachment for that Krishna that came here 5,000 years ago. We're in a better position than that watcherman, even though he saw Krishna, because he didn't have devotion. We getting that. See, this makes us be able to appreciate Krishna, not go and fight against him. Because we'll probably only get liberation. You fight with this, he gives most of the fight, those who fight with him, liberation. We get more because, you're coming in this line and you're going deeper, not stopping at liberation. You're going deeper into the relishing the Bhagavan level of conception and realization and happiness. Yeah. If people only knew what was going on here. Oh my God. And what we were teaching and how we're teaching it, as experienced persons.
What we experience, meanwhile.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I think I'm going to have to take some Z's here. I started really early, and plus I kind of muscled in on your classes. So maybe you guys can go live now if you want. I'll take a couple hours off and sleep. Then I get back up. We'll do some more. Yeah, I'll turn the show over to you guys. And yeah. So, yeah. Thank you very much for coming, everybody. What is this here? Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah. Anything you want to say in closing here, River? You're kind of silent here. Give us a word.
It's just to do with the thing. There was a video, I don't know if Kuhn has put it on Telegram, but it shows a politician and there's actually nothing in the syringe.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that one probably. Yeah. Put it on Telegram. I want to look at it.
I think Kuhn has put it on.
There's so much deception, and they're using it, man. And that's why I said the Lord is bringing strong delusion through his Maya right now. And so people are going for it and they're suffering for it. They believe these politicians, a lot of them are not getting it. And a lot of the vials are not filled with it. They're filled with placebo.
Yeah.
So see that it's even logical. You could see the logic of, you can understand how they're acting, because Krishna gives you. He said, he shows me, he said, yeah, you see how they get, so 50% of the population get the real thing and 50 don't. Like maybe in our Sangha, somebody didn't get it. You're lucky if you didn't get it, the real thing. But those who do, they're usually going to suffer a lot in either right away or in a few months or a few years. That's how this thing works. And so the ones that didn't get it, they get it on the booster and the next ones. See, and then it's too late. It's deep population. You got most everybody. It's a systematic plan. See? But the Lord lets us in on it, and then we can, sidestep it. I mean, even the Christians, they were sidestepping a lot of stuff. They were living underground in the catacombs, and stuff, and they were avoiding Jesus. Also, he kept moving. He didn't. He knew he was on the move, going from this town to that town, and people didn't know where he was. You had to find out from a disciple, because he knew. So the Lord gives you savvy, or can.
I find that if you research it and you listen to the research, especially, what you put out, and if you just listen to it, it makes you less fearful of it.
Yes.
If you know about it. It makes you less fearful. So if you bury your head in the sand, you're going to be fearful because you don't know what's going off, really. If you really know and listen to it, it really helps you with that. I have it at the hospital, Maharaj, about I don't know if it's going to happen soon, but they wouldn't let me have an operation unless I had that test. We're not doing it now. They said it to me there and there. If you don't have that, then we're not going to do the operation. And this was just now. This is happening now. So
the test is less.
Test, you cannot avoid the test if you need an operation. You cannot avoid the test.
Try to avoid that thing as much as possible.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Matter of fact,
sorry, Marge, carry on.
So Karuna asked to put on Telegram. Everybody, please get Telegram so you can.
It's really great.
Yeah, it is good. And then get on the New World Order, a thing that I have.
Yeah.
And then I'll post the things to that, and you can post also. And so the thing I'll post is with this Jewish guy. He's a doctor, man, a good one, man, and intelligent too. And he tells you the real sauce about this. And he knows about what they're doing and all that. And then he gives really good advice, like he said, about the people, about the mandates, and they're, we got to work to eat. He says, don't worry about that. He says, there'll be plenty of jobs in a few months, because people are going to start, going. And then they're going to need to fill the positions. Who's going to work? Somebody's got to, So I thought that was really good. Janaki said the same thing. She was told before. She said, "Oh well, there'll be plenty of people will be gone, and there'll be facilities and land. There'll be And all you have to do is just get rid of the corpses, go burn them." People might think, "Oh, how do you do that?" Well, hey man, you better come here more and become indifferent to death, because you got to see it what it is. It's just a lump of earth. Just just get rid of the smell. Because the soul never dies. It's true. I mean, why is what is this? Just a bunch of words, Bhagavad Gita, or do you really get it?
Yeah.
See? Otherwise, hey man, what am I reading this book? If how many Vaishnavas there are? Oh, let's get this thing because I'm afraid. See, they still don't know Bhagavad Gita. They're going for the demons, getting them in fear. Let's close it. Let's put the mask on because we're afraid to breathe air. See? Oh, you don't know Bhagavad Gita yet. You should come here. You Vaidis, you ISKCON devotee, you should come here and learn real Krishna consciousness in action. You're afraid you're going to, all these things, and you're putting a thing. You don't know Bhagavad Gita. You don't even know the first chapter. You don't feel yourself as liberated from this. And it's not surprising. You need devotion. You need to become attached to the transcendental form of God to know who you are. Otherwise, you don't know who you are. You don't know your relationship, your eternal relationship with God. Of course you're going to be in fear. That's that testing time now. You can fool yourself. You can fool neophytes, but you can't fool real devotees. And now even the neophytes will see your gurus can't give you the real shelter. They're false followers Without pure devotion awakened in your heart, you're a false follower of Lord Chaitanya still. Neophyte guru, that's what you are. So you guys should come over here and learn what real Krishna consciousness is. If not, Amy, wow, they won't even help people who may need an operation unless they subscribe to that. Yeah, then they're doing that in America too.
Yeah, you get nothing.
Yeah.
Just
So
you die in the street.
Yeah. And so anyway, that's the thing. So stay healthy, everybody. Stay healthy. Have a good diet, and take supplements. Especially guys in Europe, you should take vitamin D.
I
and
take
get
that
the
every
thing.
day.
Yeah,
For years.
vitamin D, zinc, and all these things. Yeah. So stay healthy so you don't have to go to the friggin' doctors, and learn how to fast, man. I'm eating basically once a day, a little fruit in the morning, and then I have a one meal in the afternoon. So basically once a day. And it's great, man. I feel healthy. I sleep well. I wish I slept well last night. Well, maybe I did, because I went to bed early and I got up, like after 3 hours, and I felt good. I should.
I fell out of the bed last night, Maharaj.
Huh? What?
I fell out of the bed.
You did? Oh my God. I'm always wondering, why don't I should fall out of my bed, because I'm right on the edge. I've always sleep on the edge of the bed, and still to this day I haven't fallen out. It's like, who the heck is keeping me from rolling even more over? I don't know. It's like a miracle. Even here, I got like a little bed, and I'm right on the edge, and I never.
I have such a big bed for such a little lady.
I sleep on the edge.
You too, huh? First time you've. And that huge bed too.
Yeah.
It's big, man. Yeah. Yes. I always sleep on it's very edge also. Oh yeah. Of my bed too, all the time. It's a miracle I don't fall out of the bed. I'm a believer.
What's he carrying on?
Yeah, he's carrying on his
he heard me, actually.
Uniqueness.
I'm always
Unique behavior. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So anything you want to say there, Lalita? Show Karuna that you're a good disciple. He just wants to see more.
I was thinking about him. And when he does this with me, but he did it with a devotee who only came in the picture on stream, doing his best, and Karuna was writing the most horrible things about him, and that really touched me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
2 days ago, and they really, Yamuna, and that was really over the top. Really, he needs to be corrected sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's good. Yeah. Okay, we'll just pray for him, man. Pray for Karuna. Pray for him with a stick. That'll be the prayer. Get a little stick against his rump. This is the prayer for Karuna. His buttocks. That's why he's not coming on today. He's afraid. He's gonna get spanked.
I think if we all started doing what Karuna does, he'd be a good boy. He'd change. He'd do the opposite.
Yeah, he'd do the opposite. Yeah. Okay, so I'll take some Z's, and so you can watch if these girls go on, and And if they don't, then watch the replay if you didn't see it. So, or do it all. Watch the live when they're here and then watch the replay here later. Okay? All right. I'll see you in a little bit.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.
Bye, Lalita.
Bye bye, Amun.